I am a queen. Good morning.
Okay, today is day 6.
Day 6 already?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're already almost halfway done, and we're devising a scene now based on this play called Dance Nation.
It's not really good. I didn't enjoy it. I hate it actually, but I couldn't.
I mean, we're doing our best because I also did not like it. Our activity in the morning was devising a score to give to another person to be able to create a scene out of. So a score has like a theme, activity, action, music, sound, light, text, and somebody had written that all out based on the theme that they chose and then gave it to us. A very academic versus a leisurely person.
And I'm translating a text, a biology text in Spanish for him to read. I really want to see how you...
It's gonna be so bad, guys. Like, I'm gonna be reading Spanish so bad. I'm apparently studying biology in Spanish, my character.
Biology and physics.
Our scene takes place in a mausoleum, like in a cemetery.
It's a really nice cemetery called Recoleta. I mean, Cementerio de Recoleta.
Not gonna lie, today was kind of tough. Sometimes I forget that I'm at LAMDA. During our sharings, we got a lot of constructive feedback. I agree with all of it. I feel as though we weren't abstract enough and we were kind of playing it domestically. The set of instructions we received, we kind of took literally. And I mean, sometimes it's worse when like you get a compliment and it's just like not at all a compliment that like is like for real. Like, you could just easily tell that it's one of those like, oh, it's just because we have to say something. My improv was not as on point today, and I tried my best. That's as much as I should be able to be proud of. I'm really here, and like there will be days that I feel anxious, I feel insecure, I feel like I've been very vulnerable and just not validated as much because I was pushing. Sometimes you're just not sure like what people are like looking for, and I feel like if we had done it again it would have been a dance or something. But you can start to tell that there's a little bit of like people being like, oh, look at me, like I've been acknowledged today, like I'm so cool. Come on now, like let's not play that game. We're all trying to support each other, and I think people get wrapped up in like words of encouragement, because I could take it. Like if it's like something like savage, then I'd rather hear something savage. That's what it was. It wasn't like fully savage. It's like the underhanded, like nice savage. I hate that shit. That send that back to the server, send that back to the kitchen. Just tell me point blank it was trash. Like if you tell me you really liked the beginning but the middle needed work and you didn't quite understand why I had to be so domestic in the middle, rather than tell me that, oh, I really enjoyed what you did. Just, oh man, if you just don't mean that, then it's like, oh, it's so much worse. It's like, oh man, just don't say that. Now it's really tough because I have 6 scenes I have to rehearse. There's one that I do with another classmate of mine. His name's Laksha. One character speaks, the other character speaks. I can memorize 8 pages. There are certain sections where there's just like long pieces of text that I'm just send that back to the kitchen. Long pieces of text make sense if there's more of a arc in the text for the character, like emotionally. It's just very much like a repeat of what he's saying. Seems like it had been improv'd and then somebody just voice memoed it. Then there's this other scene. We were deciding how to divvy up this like one monologue that's in the play between 4 people, and we decided to do like this sort of spoken word poetry format. And then I have this scene and it very much talks about someone's first time. What do they expect? This one over here, I have one line, but I'm happy because I can nail that line. This is a monologue. It's about self-sabotage. This one is like, I want to dance. Of course, this is the play. As you can see, I've been writing quite a bit in it. Some of the homework that I have due on Wednesday, you have to determine whose line is whose, develop the behavior of the character no matter what the age we choose, and Uta Hagen's 9 questions. We have to answer all 9 of those. I just emailed the administration asking, when is the group sharing? What is the time for that? Because I want to invite reps so that they can come if they want to. I have nothing to lose at this point. There are people who would kill to be in the UK right now. If I told you right now, like if you're in the US and you're an actor, and I said that you could be in the UK and your one goal is to get an agent, and I give you 1 week to do that, 3 weeks to do that, you would not waste that opportunity. Go into United Agents or Independent Talent Group, or you go into all these other agencies and you're like, hey, you have no American boy, no brown Filipino Asian actor, because I've auditioned so much. I put myself out there as much as I possibly can, and yet I'm still trying Because let's say, J. Cole said this, let's say you work really hard on a song 10 times. You work really hard at something and you do it 10 times and you still haven't achieved what you wanted. But if you didn't know on the 11th try, you would achieve it, and you just gave up on the 10th try, I will go 10,000 times and still try to do that 10,001 time, because if I achieve it on 10,001, then that's perseverance, that's persistence. Like, that's how much I believe in myself. So many people I love who are not in my life wouldn't want me to quit. I'm living for them. Even if I double the spending, I have to quadruple what I get back. I have to pay it off. And I will, one day.
Hey, it's 9 p.m. You know, we got that late night rehearsal. I got the water, I got the script, I got the binder to write on, and I got a writing utensil, you know, in my brain. It's the middle of the night, and I can't sleep. Sometimes I just think that I'm like fucking crazy. Like, why do I love a dream that doesn't love me? Like, why doesn't like an agent want me? Why doesn't a manager want me? Like, why don't these casting directors like want me? Like, I work so hard. I'm literally out in London. Just give me a shot. Just look at me. Just see me for who I am. Like, take a good long look. Yeah, I'm fucking like brown. Yeah, I'm fucking like good at what I do. If you fucking looked. So many artists go out there and they like go their whole lives not having, but just wanting. You have to be absolutely fucking crazy for this career. If you think that like you're satisfied in your normal life, then something won't click for you in this. It just won't. You either have it, that drive, passion to do whatever it takes, or you just don't. Maybe there is no resolution to this like tonight. Like there just simply isn't a resolution to it, and that's okay. Maybe one day I'll look back on this and I'll be wildly successful, and I'll remember like just this night. Today I'm coin. Flip a coin. We got the merch.
Day 7. Today we had voice and we did sonnet training where we emphasized vowel sounds and the importance of pushing through on a line, the importance of imagery, and we used the hungry caterpillar. People are having trouble getting energy in the sonnet or like relating to the sonnet or understanding what the sonnet was about, because we were just trying to emphasize this children's book. I love that book. That book is iconic. And then when we applied that onto the sonnet sounded so much better. We had movement and we did viewpoints of tempo, space, time, architecture, light. Then we had lunch and I met an MA actor there. I had such a good conversation with this guy named Nathan, telling me that if you do an MA for 1 year here in the UK, you could apply for a postgraduate visa, which is necessary if you want to obtain representation, because I was talking to him and he had representation in LA and Oregon, but he was trying to gain representation here, and he was gonna graduate after he performed Winter's Tale in September, and there would be a showcase, but he has that postgraduate visa. So therefore, somebody could potentially sign him. We had our ensemble portion of the course, the entire class about consent in a professional setting. What are your levels? Are you comfortable with, like, are you okay with verbal, like slurring? Are you okay with like a touch on the arm? Everyone got up and did like an example, and they play characters, and like people would be like, no, I'm not completely comfortable with that today. Let's work around it. That doesn't normally happen ever in the field. I feel like I've had auditions where I just went in and I had 2 minutes to meet my co-star, and then we have to go into it, and then nobody knows what's gonna happen in the scene, and it's just dangerous. I feel as though safety first allows more creativity to evolve. Being careful with mental health, and one of my classmates said, if you're playing a character and it gets stuck in your head and you're worried about like bringing that character home, write down what you're thinking about that character's like thinking, and then like on the piece of paper, look at that paper, crumple it up and like rip it to shreds, let go of it. Today I went into it with more of a positive mentality than yesterday because I was beating myself up, and my girlfriend was saying that I have to look at what if everything works out? Like, what if I am present right now in this room, very engaged? What if I do really well in this scene? What if I talk to my professor today about what time the showcase will be, the sharing, And I did. And she told me it's at 2:30 on Friday, and now I feel like so much more relieved. Like I imagine what the outcome would be, and then I try to get to that outcome. Such good advice. She also said I should be like more like, isn't it so amazing that I'm so good at this? Isn't it so cool that I just get along with everybody? Isn't it so cool that I'm going around the room and like using my full range of motion in my voice, my projection? Isn't it so cool that I can say this sonnet really well before it even happens? And I think if I just get into that mentality of like manifestation, like even like short bursts of it, because like manifestation can occur over a long period of time. Like, yeah, you want that Bentley, you want that Ferrari, you want your Oscar, you want to have a home, you want to feel loved, you want to be happy. Like you can manifest those things over a long period of time. But in this moment, like if I manifest something like, what if I go get a sip of water right now? Isn't it so cool that I drank some water and I go and I do that thing? Week 2 of standing in front of the Curtis Brown group. Maybe it's Quenny. Today is LAMDA day 8. We are at the halfway point. That's kind of crazy. These are some takeaways that I got from the acting class. Of course, music was amazing. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. We're incorporating different soundscapes into our final sharing. But the acting class, what I learned is to like make everything like personal for your character. I ran outside, like up and down the stairs to get my heart rate going, and I did like push-ups right before I burst into the door to like show you this video and like tell you like what's about to happen. Me trying to calm my heart rate to make you feel calm, like your character. I'm trying to like suppress my feeling of conflict. One of my classmates said, yeah, your tempo started oscillating from here to like right here, but the stakes were the same. And the conflict was even more, like you didn't know what was gonna happen. Body language is always more than lines. My classmates like perch in a certain way or like affect their shoe or like feel anxious or like sit in a certain way, like on the chair. There's so many ways to sit in a chair. Or like you see the spine like kind of like go out and you're seeing the lines delivered with like a level of emotion and intensity that is only able to be delivered because your body language is in that situation. I'm really hoping we get to experience more acting because lately we've had like 3 or 4 movement classes per week. I feel like I'm pretty physically there, but I didn't come for training to be like an athlete. I'm trying to do some more acting. Okay, but don't you just love it when you're on a time crunch and you pour out all the cereal, but it just like falls out? I don't know how this happened, guys. Like, I don't have a vacuum. I have to pick all of them up one by one. I hope this is not the day we're having. Double the ease, double the fun. Queenie. All right, it's the closest it's been today, and they actually knew me by name. So pretty excited to be Today is day 10. I didn't have time to talk about day 9 because I just got back and I did a bunch of chores. So it was very busy, but we spent the whole day doing ensemble work and figuring out the final sharing, like the performance pieces, merging them all together, running it all the way through. It is 44 minutes. One of my classmates is a film student, and so he asked if he could film my scene from the other day. Okay, heading to my next course. Right now we just had voice, so we're going to movement now. This is day 10. I become more aware of using both vowel sounds, the push through on the line, like where you don't drop the line at the very end, like keeping the energy throughout the whole line. Noticing verbs and personal pronouns like I want this, want, like I need this thing, guttural. And then afterwards we had movement class. Okay, let's start with yoga. But I was like going for it, you know what I'm saying? If I'm breathing, I'm out there breathing, like I feel burns in my body that I'd never felt before. I was like, this is crazy. Like a specific exercise that requires complete focus. Partner puts their hand up in the other partner's face, has to like follow the hand. So if my hand goes down here, I have to follow the hand no matter where the hand goes. And then afterwards, we did this exercise called wet hands, where like we come up with 5 different movements where you're trying to get like your hands that you just washed clean. Yeah, it sounds so weird to say out loud, but basically we perform those movements together in sequence with some music. Music changed tempo, and then we were also changing tempo.
Stop it right now, guys. LAMDA day 10. End of 2 weeks. I'm in this fancy ass bathroom. We're in Isabel right now, downtown London. I just had like one of the best meals I've ever had in London, and I've been drinking tequila, you know. Guys, like I look like I purchased like for a lot of money. This is Amazon. These are Amazon. These look like they're $200 or something. They're literally 44 pounds. That's nothing. I didn't have fancy clothes. I didn't bring fancy clothes with me. After like a week like that, you want to be where I'm at. I'm gonna sleep in. I got an audition this weekend for Disney Channel. Also, like, look at this floor. Like, what am I standing on right now? This is crazy. I'm in like a pod or something. Whoa, what? Holy shit. I'm in an alien space pod right now. Oh, this is definitely going in the vlog. Karen's shaking. Hey.
Alright, so today is Saturday. Just got brunch at Bill's. Like, I woke up, I'm like, where am I? Get fueled up. I need to find a printer. That's the big deal today. To memorize the lines for the Disney audition.
It's for a TV show called Bunked. It's for a guest star, and I asked one of my classmates to read it with me.
We made it to the library. This is where I'm standing at. I'm like in that back corner building, like right over there. Now we just gotta get a Sharpie, which would be over here. Thank you, library. The last one. Do we get the good elevator? We get the good one. This is the good one.
Please mind the door.
Life of a crazy actor man. Turning on all the flans. Okay, so we just tried the doors at LAMDA, and they are definitely closed. They closed at 5 p.m. Based on what the sign said. The door tried opening when I scanned my badge, and it just wouldn't open. So we're gonna end up doing the audition probably in my room. I'll move a few things around and see if I can get like a blank backdrop.
Okay, one more thing. They got a candle here that smells so good. What is this? Amber Noir, a rare dark essence of tuberose, violets, and amber. Sensual.